This may be the most beautiful couple of the night here.
I kind of feel this is the most beautiful girl life, knowing that I have somebody that has supported me and we can dress up and I can.
While he is best known for his iconic roles in films like The Untouchables, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner made headlines in 2024. However, this was not for the usual reasons. Instead, the headline announced the end of an 18-year marriage with Christine Baumgartner. Naturally, rumors swirled and speculation mounted. With emotions running high and the stakes escalating, the veteran actor shed light on this personal saga. Kevin Costner finally addressed the affair that destroyed his marriage. But before we discuss this, let's take a look at his life from the beginning, for context. Kevin Costner's life, upbringing, and career aspirations. Born on January 18, 1955 in Linwood, California, Kevin Michael Costner spent much of his formative years in Compton, California. He is the youngest of 3 boys in his family, with his middle brother having tragically died at birth. His parents, William and Sharon Costner, played significant roles in shaping his early life. William, a hard-working electrician and later a utilities executive, brought home lessons in dedication and resilience, while Sharon, a welfare worker, instilled in him a sense of social responsibility and compassion. Little did the couple know that their son would etch his name in the history books. Raised in a Baptist household, Costner's upbringing was filled with traditional values and community involvement. He was not particularly inclined toward academics during his early school years, but found solace in sports and the arts. His athletic pursuits included football, where he showcased his competitive spirit, while he exhibited his artistic inclinations through piano, poetry, and singing in the First Baptist Choir. A pivotal moment in his early fascination with storytelling came when he watched the classic 1962 film How the West Was Won. This cinematic experience sparked a lifelong love for Western films. As his father's career advanced, Costner had to frequently relocate during his teenage years, and this significantly impacted his self-esteem. During this period, he often felt the weight of having to continuously forge new friendships. He eventually moved to Ventura and Visalia, attending Mount Whitney High School. His involvement in the school's marching band provided a creative outlet, helping him develop a sense of belonging. Costner later graduated from Villa Park High School in 1973, where he not only excelled academically, but also played baseball. Costner pursued higher education at California State University, Fullerton, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1978. While attending university, he was inducted into the Delta Chi fraternity, which introduced him to a network of peers who shared similar interests. It was during his final year in college that he began to explore his burgeoning interest in acting and dance, setting the stage for his future career in the entertainment industry. As fate would have it, in 1978, during a flight home from his honeymoon in Puerto Vallarta, Costner met the legendary actor Richard Burton, who at the time was a major influence in Hollywood. Struggling with his decision to pursue acting, Costner approached Burton for advice. The seasoned actor encouraged him to follow his dreams. This was the affirmation he needed, and he took the plunge into the world of acting. Despite having secured a position as a marketing executive, Costner's heart lay in performance. He began taking acting lessons 5 nights a week, with unwavering support from his wife, who encouraged him to hone his craft. However, his marketing job was short-lived, lasting only 30 days. Costner quickly adapted to the realities of pursuing an acting career, taking on various odd jobs to pay for his tuition and sustain his family. His work included everything from fishing boat labor to truck driving, and even giving tours of celebrity homes in Hollywood. But his struggles soon led to something better, spearheading a career in the film industry. Kevin Costner made his film debut in Sizzle Beach, USA, which was filmed during the winter of 1978 to 79, but wasn't released until 1981, and then again in 1986. This lengthy gap between filming and release created confusion about the chronology of his career, leading many to mistakenly believe that his true debut was in The Touch in 1983. However, Costner's first significant appearance came when he portrayed a minor role as frat boy number 1 in Ron Howard's 1982 comedy Night Shift. In a memorable scene, Costner is seen holding a beer at a raucous frat party that suddenly comes to a halt when Henry Winkler's character interrupts, showcasing Costner's early ability to make a comedic impact even in small roles. In 1983, Costner also appeared in an Apple Lisa commercial, which was part of a broader marketing campaign for the revolutionary computer. He further contributed to the film landscape with a small role in Testament, a poignant drama about the aftermath of a nuclear holocaust. He also shot several scenes for The Big Chill as Alex, a character whose tragic death brings together a group of friends. But his scenes were ultimately cut from the final version. Not one to be discouraged, he maintained a close friendship with director Lawrence Kasdan, who promised Costner a more significant role in an upcoming project, which turned out to be 1985's Silverado. This Western film marked a critical turning point in Costner's career, allowing him to showcase his talent alongside an ensemble cast. In the same year, Costner also starred in 2 smaller films, Fandango and American Flyers, and made an appearance in an episode of Steven Spielberg's anthology series Amazing Stories, alongside Kiefer Sutherland. However, his big breakthrough came with his portrayal of Elliot Ness in Brian De Palma's The Untouchables in 1987. This positioned him as a leading man in Hollywood. The film, which chronicled Ness's efforts to bring Al Capone to justice during Prohibition, showcased Costner's ability to carry a film while embodying a complex character. In the same year, he starred in the political thriller No Way Out. Costner further solidified his reputation with a series of successful films, particularly in the sports genre. The 1988 baseball-themed romantic comedy drama Bull Durham highlighted his charm and charisma, while Field of Dreams, released the following year, captured audiences' imaginations and hearts. Both films not only performed well at the box office, but also showcased Costner's talent for blending humor with deeper emotional themes. In 1990, he took a significant step forward by forming his own production company, TIG Productions, in partnership with producer Jim Wilson. Their first project, Dances with Wolves, was a groundbreaking film that Costner directed and starred in. The film, which told the story of a Union soldier who befriends a tribe of Lakota Sioux, was a critical and commercial triumph, receiving 12 Academy Award nominations and winning 7, including Best Picture and Best Director for Costner. This monumental success established him not only as an actor, but as a respected filmmaker. Costner's versatility continued to shine through with his titular role in 1991's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where he played opposite Alan Rickman and Morgan Freeman. Despite mixed reviews, the film was a box office sensation. The following year, he portrayed Jim Garrison in Oliver Stone's controversial political thriller JFK, which explored the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The film sparked significant debate over its historical accuracy, but was praised for its direction and performances. Moreover, Costner's portrayal earned him a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. In 1992, Costner starred alongside Whitney Houston in the romantic drama The Bodyguard, which became a cultural phenomenon and commercial success. The following year, he took on a darker role in Clint Eastwood's A Perfect World, where he played an escaped convict on the run. In 1994, Costner starred in the Western biopic Wyatt Earp, where he not only portrayed the iconic lawman, but also took on the role of producer. This project was personal for him, as it allowed him to explore the mythos of the Old West through a character that embodied many of the values he cherished. In the same year, he appeared in the drama The War, co-starring with Elijah Wood, although this film did not garner as much attention. However, the mid-1990s ushered in a challenging period for Costner. The ambitious yet critically panned Waterworld and The Postman, released in 1995 and 1997 respectively, struggled at the box office. Waterworld, despite its mixed reviews, managed to achieve decent commercial success, but The Postman was universally derided. Costner's foray into the world of golf comedy with 1996's Tin Cup provided a brief resurgence, but it was his work in 13 Days that marked a significant return to form in the year 2000. This period saw a revitalization of Costner's career, particularly with his direction and performance in 2003's Open Range, which was lauded for its storytelling and visual appeal. His portrayal of a retired baseball player in 2005's The Upside of Anger further highlighted his range and earned him critical acclaim. As he transitioned into the latter part of the decade, Costner's projects varied in scope, including roles in 2008's Swing Vote and 2010's The Company Men, the latter of which debuted at the Sundance Film Festival, and was met with positive reviews but failed to garner Oscar nominations. By 2012, Costner found renewed success with the miniseries Hatfields and McCoys, where he portrayed Devil Anse Hatfield in a dramatization of the infamous family feud that captivated audiences and critics alike, leading to multiple awards including an Emmy. Following this, he took on roles in films such as Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, and McFarland USA. His performance in 2016's Hidden Figures further solidified his relevance in contemporary cinema, while his portrayal of Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel reminded audiences of his iconic status within the superhero genre. Since 2018, Costner has enjoyed significant acclaim for his role in the hit television series Yellowstone, which he not only stars in, but also produces. The series has become a cultural phenomenon, drawing millions of viewers and revitalizing interest in his work. In addition to Yellowstone, Costner spearheaded an ambitious project with Horizon, an American saga, a multi-part Western epic, in 2024. However, this is only one side of his iconic career. Kevin Costner's other pursuits. As the lead singer of Kevin Costner and Modern West, Costner showcases his passion for country rock music. Founded with the encouragement of his wife Christine, the band emerged in October 2007, launching a worldwide tour that saw them perform in diverse locations, including Istanbul and Rome. Their energetic shows extended beyond concert venues, as they brought their music to NASCAR events at the Daytona International Speedway and the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, blending the excitement of racing with the soulful sounds of country rock. The band's debut album, Untold Truths, was released on November 11, 2008, under Universal South Records. It achieved moderate commercial success, peaking at number 61 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart and number 35 on the Top Heat Seekers chart. While the album featured 3 singles, Superman 14, Long Hot Night, and Backyard, none of them managed to secure a place on the charts. In 2009, Costner and Modern West embarked on a tour with the Alternate Roots as their opening act. However, their tour took a tragic turn during the Big Valley Jamboree in Camrose, Alberta, when a severe thunderstorm struck just before their performance. The storm caused the stage and stands to collapse, resulting in 1 fatality and numerous injuries. In the aftermath, the band participated in a fundraising auction to support the family of the deceased, which included a dinner with Costner that fetched an impressive $41,000, alongside 2 autographed guitars that helped raise an additional $20,000. Their second album, Turn It On, was released in February 2010, specifically for the European market, accompanied by a tour that reinforced their international presence. The band's philanthropic spirit continued to shine through when they performed at the 20th annual TELUS World Skins Game in Halifax, Nova Scotia, in July 2012, where they contributed a signed guitar to support the IWK Health Center Foundation. The documentary Country Roads, directed by Marieke Schroeder, explored the connections between artists and their musical roots, and it also highlighted Costner's connection with the world of music. The most recent album, Tales from Yellowstone, was released with a unique narrative angle, as it was written from the perspective of John Dutton, the character Costner portrays in the acclaimed television series Yellowstone. The songs were integrated into the show's third season. In addition to his musical endeavors, Costner has maintained a strong connection to baseball throughout his career, with several of his films reflecting this passion. Movies such as Chasing Dreams, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, For Love of the Game, and The Upside of Anger prominently feature baseball themes, with Costner playing a professional baseball player in 3 of them and a former player in another. His love for the sport is palpable. He owns a home in Austin, Texas, where he frequently attends Texas Longhorns baseball games, honoring his friendship with former Longhorns coach Augie Garrido, whom he cast in For Love of the Game as a Yankee manager. Costner's dedication to the sport is evident in his commitment to the College World Series, where he supports the Cal State Fullerton Titans. Costner is also a big-time entrepreneur with various business ventures under his credit. In 1995, he acquired a company that developed oil separation machines, capitalizing on a patent he purchased from the United States government. The true potential of these machines was realized during the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, when BP leased several devices for testing. However, this success was marred by legal disputes with former partners who claimed misrepresentation and sought substantial damages. Ultimately, a federal jury ruled in favor of Costner, rejecting their claims. Beyond this, Costner is also a philanthropist. His efforts in this regard include opening Tatanka, the story of the bison in Deadwood, South Dakota, in 2004, aiming to educate visitors about the bison's significance to American history and the Plains Indians. This $5 million interactive center includes exhibits and a theater, with a centerpiece bronze sculpture depicting a dramatic buffalo jump. In addition to this, Costner has also ventured into the casino industry, opening the Midnight Star Casino and Restaurant in Deadwood in 1991, although it ultimately closed in 2017 due to various challenges. In recent years, Costner co-founded an audio entertainment travel app called Here Here, providing narratives about the locations travelers visit across the United States. His dedication to storytelling is also reflected in his contributions to literature, including co-authoring The Explorers Guild, A Passage to Shambhala, and participating in Tim Ferriss's Tools of Titans, where he shares insights and advice. While Costner has consistently embraced diverse avenues of expression, from acting and music to business and philanthropy, there is another side to the man so admired by millions of fans. A more personal side. Let's take a look at that now. Political views and personal life of Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's political journey is no less dramatic than his career on the screen. It is perhaps even more varied in some ways. Initially identifying as a Republican, Costner's early political leanings were influenced by his admiration for President Ronald Reagan. The two shared a close friendship, often indulging in golf games. Reagan's charisma and leadership clearly made a lasting impression on Costner during that era, shaping his views and positioning him within the conservative fold. However, as the political landscape evolved in the early 1990s, Costner began to reassess his beliefs. Witnessing the changing socio-political dynamics and perhaps influenced by broader issues of social justice and environmental concerns, he transitioned his allegiance towards the Democratic Party. By 1992, Costner's support became more visible as he started financially backing Democratic candidates, including Al Gore and Tom Daschle, both known for their progressive stances on issues like climate change and healthcare. Despite this significant pivot, Costner's political outlook was not rigidly defined by party lines, as evidenced by his contributions to Republican Phil Gramm as late as 1995. His decision to support individuals from both sides underscored his belief in principles over partisanship. Costner's political involvement took on a more public role during the 2008 U.S. presidential election. While he made it clear that he had no ambitions of running for political office himself, describing his life as colorful and reflective of diverse experiences, he did not shy away from advocating for political causes he believed in. During the election's final days, Costner actively campaigned for then-candidate Barack Obama, focusing his efforts in Colorado, a key battleground state where he also happened to have a residence. His speeches were direct appeals to young voters, encouraging them to take control of their future by casting their votes. At a rally at Colorado State University, Costner urged the younger generation to step up where his own generation had fallen short. Costner's activism extended to international issues as well. For instance, in October 2014, he sent a heartfelt message to British troops stationed around the world, expressing his gratitude for their dedication and service. Moreover, in the lead-up to the 2020 election cycle, Costner threw his support behind Pete Buttigieg, the young Democratic presidential candidate who was gaining momentum for his fresh perspective and centrist approach. During a rally in Indianola, Iowa, Costner's endorsement was seen as a significant boost for Buttigieg's campaign. Following Buttigieg's exit from the race, Costner continued his political engagement by endorsing Joe Biden. His commitment to Biden's candidacy was marked by his participation in campaign advertisements, including a narrated commercial for J.D. Scholten, a Democratic candidate vying for a congressional seat in Iowa. Yet perhaps the most surprising turn in Costner's political journey came during the 2022 United States House of Representatives election in Wyoming. Breaking from his more recent Democratic alignments, Costner endorsed Republican Liz Cheney, a vocal critic of former President Donald Trump and an advocate for constitutional values and integrity in governance. This move highlighted Costner's willingness to cross party lines when he believed in the character and principles of a candidate, regardless of their political affiliation. From his early days as a conservative figure in the Reagan era, to his advocacy for progressive candidates like Obama and Biden, and finally, to his support for a Republican voice of conscience like Liz Cheney, Costner's trajectory reveals a man guided not by the confines of party lines, but by a commitment to integrity, justice, and the democratic process. This shows character.
My wife and the three of us, so we live right on the water. We'll walk straight out. My daughter, for instance, who's 10, unbelievable, and it was very detailed. I can't think of a single thing, Ryan.
On a lighter note, Kevin Costner's romantic journey has also been fairly vibrant. His first significant love affair began in the mid-1970s, when he was a student at California State University, Fullerton. It was here that he met Cindy Silva, a fellow student with whom he quickly developed a deep connection. Silva, who was known for her grace and wholesome personality, was often likened to the Disney princesses she portrayed while working at Disneyland during her college years. Their relationship quickly grew from friendship into a committed partnership, leading to their marriage in 1978, just 3 years after they met. During their 16 years together, Costner and Silva seemed like the quintessential couple, often described as a model of stability in the otherwise tumultuous world of Hollywood marriages. The pair shared a genuine bond, rooted in the values they held dear, and they worked hard to balance Costner's rising fame with their growing family life. They welcomed 3 children to their lives. Their first daughter, Annie, was born in 1984, followed by another daughter, Lily, in 1986, and then their son, Joe, in 1988. As a father, Costner was deeply devoted, often emphasizing his desire to be a present and involved parent, despite the demands of his burgeoning acting career. However, the pressures of Costner's skyrocketing success and the demands of Hollywood inevitably took their toll on the marriage. As Costner's career took off with landmark roles in films like Dances with Wolves and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, his time away from home increased, and so did the strain on his relationship with Silva. The couple's life, which once seemed idyllic, began to show cracks, particularly as rumors of infidelity began to surface. During the filming of Waterworld in the early 1990s, allegations emerged that Costner had been involved in an extramarital affair. These rumors were amplified by the already intense media scrutiny surrounding the film, which was one of the most expensive movies ever made at that time. The strain proved too much for the marriage to bear, and in 1994, Costner and Silva announced their separation. Their divorce was not only a personal blow, but also a significant public spectacle, drawing considerable media attention due to its high-profile nature and the financial stakes involved. The settlement Silva received was substantial. Cindy Silva was awarded $80 million as part of the divorce settlement. Despite the painful end to their marriage, both Costner and Silva maintained a degree of dignity in the aftermath, refraining from public mudslinging or blame. Costner later spoke about the difficulties of maintaining a marriage while in the spotlight, acknowledging that his career demands often came at a cost to his personal life. He also expressed regret for the pain caused by the divorce and the impact it had on their children. Over time, Costner's relationship with his children from his first marriage has remained strong, and he has been actively involved in their lives. Following his first divorce, Kevin Costner found himself back in the spotlight for a succession of high-profile romantic relationships. One notable partner of his was Bridget Rooney, an actress and member of the prominent Rooney family, who are best known for their ownership of the Pittsburgh Steelers NFL team. Bridget Rooney became involved with Costner, and the duo welcomed a son, Liam Costner, in 1996. The arrival of Liam thrust Costner into the role of a father once more, but this time under different circumstances. Liam was born out of a relationship that had already begun to falter. Costner initially took time to acknowledge his paternity publicly, which led to some speculation and media attention surrounding his commitment to this new chapter of fatherhood. Eventually, Costner accepted responsibility and provided for Liam, establishing a trust fund to ensure his son's financial security. After her relationship with Costner ended, Bridget Rooney went on to marry Bill Koch, a billionaire businessman and philanthropist known for his involvement in the Coke industry's empire and for his passion for collecting and sailing. Costner then entered into a relationship with Birgit Cunningham, a British political activist and campaigner known for her outspoken nature and dedication to causes such as child support reform. Cunningham's background as a passionate advocate for social issues stood in contrast to Costner's Hollywood image, creating a dynamic that intrigued both the public and the press. Although their relationship was relatively short-lived, Cunningham later reflected on their time together, hinting at the challenges of dating a major celebrity whose life was frequently under public scrutiny. In the same period, Costner's romantic connections led him to supermodel Elle Macpherson, one of the most iconic figures in the fashion industry. Known as the Body for her extraordinary physique, Macpherson was at the height of her career, gracing magazine covers and dominating the world of modeling and business. While they eventually went their separate ways, both Costner and Macpherson spoke highly of each other in subsequent interviews. After these brief romances, he eventually found lasting love with Christine Baumgartner, a model and handbag designer. This brings us to the real story at hand: the fairy tale marriage and messy divorce, and the hint of scandal, the perfect marriage and the affair that destroyed it. The duo first crossed paths on a golf course in the late 1990s. At this time, Baumgartner was establishing herself in the fashion industry, particularly with her handbag line, which would later gain significant recognition. The couple started dating in 2000. Unlike some of Costner's previous relationships that were often clouded by the pressures of fame and media scrutiny, his bond with Baumgartner seemed grounded and genuine. Despite the 20-year age gap between them, they shared a common vision for the future, which helped them navigate the complexities that came with Costner's fame. Their relationship went through its trials. The couple briefly broke up in 2002 due to differences about starting a family. Baumgartner was eager to have children, however. Costner was initially hesitant, fearing that his role as a father again in his late 40s and early 50s might be overwhelming. This honest communication, however, laid the foundation for their enduring bond. Costner soon realized that he didn't want to lose Baumgartner, and the two soon patched up and even tied the knot on September 25, 2004, in a romantic and intimate ceremony at Costner's picturesque ranch in Aspen, Colorado. In the years following their wedding, Costner and Baumgartner's relationship blossomed both in private and under the public eye. Their family grew with the birth of their 3 children: Caden Wyatt Costner in 2007, Hayes Logan Costner in 2009, and Grace Avery Costner in 2010. Costner, who had already experienced fatherhood with his older children from previous relationships, embraced this new phase of his life with enthusiasm and dedication. Moreover, Costner and Baumgartner's public appearances often painted the picture of a loving and supportive partnership. Whether they were attending film premieres, charity events, or walking red carpets together, the couple always displayed a united front, which was evident in their easy rapport and the affection they openly shared. Despite Costner's star status, he and Baumgartner managed to keep much of their personal life private, avoiding the controversies and scandals that often plague celebrity marriages. Costner often praised Baumgartner's strength, intelligence, and unwavering support. Baumgartner, for her part, was a grounded influence in Costner's life. She gracefully balanced her role as a mother, businesswoman, and supportive wife, earning respect both within Costner's industry circles and in the fashion world. However, almost out of the blue, the marriage fell apart in May 2023 when Baumgartner filed for divorce. The divorce proceedings were finalized on February 20, 2024, marking another chapter in Costner's complex personal life. Naturally, there was a lot of speculation in this regard. Had Costner cheated on Baumgartner, as he did on Cindy? Or was it the other way around? Kevin Costner faced these rumors head-on and firmly denied any allegations of infidelity. He stated unequivocally that he did not engage in any extramarital affairs. However, he also admitted that he does not possess definitive knowledge regarding whether his estranged wife, Christine, had any romantic entanglements outside their marriage. This delicate situation unfolds as they approach a critical hearing focused on child support and a November trial that will determine the legitimacy of their premarital agreement. What we do know, as a matter of fact, is that Christine's legal team is aggressively pursuing documentation from Kevin that provides insight into his financial situation. Among the requests submitted by Christine's attorneys was a demand for a detailed account of any expenses related to extramarital romantic relationships that Kevin may have had. Kevin's attorneys characterized the request as not only invasive, but also as an attempt to harass him. They labeled the inquiry as overbroad and burdensome. Kevin's legal documents reiterated that he does not know for a fact if Christine had any extramarital relationships, and further emphasized that he has no responsive documents regarding any alleged affairs, insisting that he has not engaged in any such conduct. While Christine's request for documentation is not uncommon in divorce cases, particularly those involving property division, the specific demand for information regarding expenses tied to potential extramarital affairs should be dismissed as irrelevant and as an instance of fishing expedition tactics. Christine, who is 49, is set to receive a payout of $1.5 million according to the terms of their premarital agreement. However, she has previously expressed feeling pressured into signing this agreement, complicating the dynamics of their divorce. Additionally, she was awarded monthly child support. Moreover, following a court order, Christine has vacated the family home and is focused on ensuring that their children feel comfortable and secure amidst the turmoil. Sources close to Christine have indicated that she is maintaining a calm demeanor throughout the legal proceedings, showcasing a level of composure that contrasts with the escalating tension between the former couple. In a previous filing, Kevin raised concerns about a car purchase made by Christine before their separation, suggesting it indicated her premeditated plans for the divorce. In her rebuttal to Kevin's accusations, Christine vehemently denied the claims made against her, asserting that his filings contain numerous falsehoods designed to tarnish her reputation and sway public opinion. She dismissed the accusations as an attempt to manipulate media narratives rather than addressing the genuine issues at stake in their divorce. When the divorce became public knowledge, a representative for Kevin indicated that circumstances beyond his control have transpired, alluding to the complex emotional landscape surrounding their separation. Sources suggested that the divorce was not a decision that Costner desired, emphasizing that if he had the power to alter the situation, he would do so. One thing is clear, though. The public and media will remain keenly interested in the developments of this high-profile divorce. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If you did, please consider liking, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. Also, don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.